Hello everyone, I am Renowned Zero, and of course now we have a brand new detractor for Eric's Rippaverse because always actual fandom Dane has to bring in his posse and then more people from his crew that he knows, I guess, to try to somehow bring down the big bad Eric July, the dragon they need to slay, as Eric July would say that these types have. So we're gonna jump into a couple clips. We'll read some stuff from Dane himself, who wants to talk a bunch of crap. So, as always, make sure you go check out the Rippaverse Goalpost Twitter account. We'll leave the link to it in the description. And we're gonna jump right into the first clip, saying he says, "I am not like other people that you have beef with. I don't give a crap about you. You're just genuine garbage. Creator on this platform makes money off other people's tragedy. I won't debate you. I don't care. So if you don't care, why are you making videos about this? Honestly, you're just helping me. I hope you keep creating videos on Eric, and I'm going to keep monetizing your ass if you keep doing it. It's fine by me. But honestly, you should seek help." Let's jump right into the first clip. Let me make sure the audio is on. Let's do it.
Of homophobia, transphobia, queerphobia, and bigotry. That is.
So now we're making up new phobic words. Queerphobia, again, no one is scared of these people. You're essentially turning these words into some kind of mental illness, similar to someone who's scared of spiders, or someone who's afraid of heights, or someone who's afraid of small spaces, like claustrophobia and arachnophobia. It's not the same. Stop the bullshit. It's like the made up thing of fat phobia, because you don't agree with someone. You're apparently scared of people who are overweight when you tell them to go work out, or you working out is somehow fat phobic. It's weird, dude. Stop the bullshit.
Is all this content is made for. Nothing will ever change that. These are piece of shit channels that make piece of shit content.
Piece of shit channels that make piece of shit content. You're just like every other hater on these channels that make more money than you, that are more successful than you. Clearly they're not making piece of shit content if they have people watching the content. The content must be pretty decent if a lot of people are watching the content. There's obviously a lot of people interested in what people who aren't psychopathic have to say about pop culture and things of that nature. Clearly not interested in what you have to say because you're irrelevant. I'm not saying I'm relevant at all, but in the long run, I think I'll probably end up being more relevant than this guy.
Pieces of shit content. Let me be accurate there, because everybody loves to nitpick. So I don't care what he says about me. I am simply the messenger. But what this shows me is, because my channel over here is very tiny, what this shows me, what you have taught me from this video, is I need to keep doing what I'm doing, because what I'm saying is so true. And
what you're saying is not true because you never bring evidence, just like Dane. You're exactly like Dane. You make a bunch of noise, you make a bunch of claims, you never bring evidence to support said claims, and then you hide behind a limited reply type of thing. You hide behind your little soapbox on Twitter and making a bunch of noise. You're essentially the same as Dane from actual fandom. And this is why y'all are friends, because y'all act just as bitch-made as each other. Y'all all act bitch-made, homie. All of you act bitch-made. And you say a bunch of noise that you would never say to Eric's face. So stop acting like you're some kind of tough guy, because you're not. You're absolutely soy-filled, just like Dane. You're absolutely soy-filled, just like Organized Chaos. All of y'all motherfuckers are soy-filled, bro. Stop it.
And so real that you felt compelled to make a video about me, to monetize me.
Yes, this is a normal thing for someone like Eric July to monetize his haters. He's obviously monetizing you, a hater. Sorry about the dog. That seems to be a thing every Friday where there's always a dog barking outside my window. But yes, this is a normal thing for Eric July and his content. He always makes videos about his haters because he loves to make fun of you, as you deserve, and he makes money off your dumbassery.
Me, a virtual nobody in that space.
Because he knows people like you talk a lot of noise behind a keyboard, and you know damn well you won't say more than half the shit you're saying on the internet to his face. So he mocks and shames you and makes fun of you and makes money on it. Because at the end of the day, Eric July is an anarcho-capitalism. He loves to make money off of stupid people.
Because I didn't like your video. And because I'm a gay person, that's what you...
That's completely irrelevant. Why are you even bringing that up? Did Eric actually mention that at all? You're just bringing it up right now for victim points. It's not going to work. You didn't even watch the video, so you wouldn't even know if he even... I don't even think Eric knew that. You didn't even watch the video.
You're just like, oh, I can go after this guy or whatever. But I'm going to tell you...
He's not going after you. Again, you're playing the victim card. You're not a victim. You're just another weirdo on the internet that Eric can make money off of and by making fun of you.
Like I said to you on Twitter, and I've said to so many of your minions that have been coming after me recently,
You're making these egregious claims and yet you're not providing the proof. You sound just like Hollywood, where they claim that they're getting threats and they're getting comments and yet provide no evidence to support your claims. You're doing exactly what Hollywood does.
I'm not like these other people that you have fucked with. I don't give a fuck about you.
You clearly give a fuck because you're making videos about it.
Disingenuous piece of garbage creator on this platform.
You haven't disproven or proven your claims that Eric July has been disingenuous in any way, shape, or form about anything he's ever said.
Who makes money off of other people's tragedy.
No, he makes money off of making fun of idiots like you.
You love doing that. That is what you do.
And he's in the pop culture space. He's in the socio-political space. So I'm pretty sure he's a lot more knowledgeable on you on these subjects than you'll ever be. And honestly, no one should take your opinion seriously considering you spew this nonsense about trans kids existing when they don't. And you got butthurt over someone explicitly stating a factual statement of trans kids don't exist.
75 to 80% of your content is that kind of content.
And even if it is 75 to 80% of his content, which I'm sure it's not, considering you don't follow Eric, and I've been following Eric probably for, I would say, 4 or 5 years, since he was under 100k subs. You don't actually know that because you're not a subscriber of his channel. So how would you make that determination?
So at the end of the day, I'm not going to debate you. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I don't have any concern whatsoever, any desire to have a conversation with you about...
So then shut the fuck up. Why are you talking about Eric if you don't care, if you don't want to debate him, if you don't want to discuss your gripes? How about shut the fuck up? Simple.
Any of these subjects, because I do not talk to people who are homophobic and expect them to give me proper...
He's not scared of gay people, and he definitely ain't scared of your fucking soy-filled ass.
Conversations. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. You're great at debating. You're really good at deflecting and steering the...
He's very good at debating and making fun of and allowing the people he debates to self-own themselves and essentially destroy their arguments in real time. That's what Eric is very good at, and it's very funny and very entertaining to watch. I'm actually glad he does these debates because they're hilarious to watch.
Conversation in your direction. You're very good at that. I'll give you that. But you know what? So am I.
Okay, if you're very good at... You just contradicted yourself. If you're very good at deflecting, right? If you're very good at deflecting towards your narrative, why don't you debate Eric? Oh, wait, you won't, because you know you're going to get destroyed, monetized, and mocked and shamed. Just like every person that Eric has debated in the past. This man is literally undefeated in debates.
Really good at that. But I'm not going to go into a conversation with you where you're going to call me bad faith, because guess what? When it comes to shit like...
Because you are in bad faith. You're literally making egregious claims about Eric himself and his supporters and fans with zero evidence to back up your egregious claims. So of course you're going to enter a debate with Eric on bad faith. You've been bad faith in this 2 minute clip.
This, when it comes to people's lives on the line that I love and that I care about, you're fucking right on bad faith. You're
So you just admitted your bad faith after claiming you wouldn't be bad faith. Which one is it, dummy?
fucking right. You were 100% right. And if you could agree on that, we could sit here and talk shit all day and throw shade at each other.
You don't care, but it seems like the tone of your voice and the fact that you're cussing up a storm says otherwise. Let's move on to the next clip. I don't like you, I don't like your content, and I'm going to keep speaking out about it. Well, if you keep speaking out about it, I'll keep speaking out about you, because a big pet peeve of mine is I hate liars. And you are essentially being a liar towards a person who is being genuine, who has a product that he's trying to sell, whether it be his content, whether it be his music, whether it be his comic book. You and people like Dane and Organized Chaos are out to try to sabotage and destroy a man's livelihood because you disagree with him, because he goes against the grain and isn't a psychopath like you guys are, who are 100% obsessed with this man. He lives rent free in Dane's head. And again, I'm sorry for the dog barking.
But here, this is my final say on this, because I'm not going to go back and forth with you. If you guys care about people in your lives, you have empathy, you're concerned about people that you love and that they need health care, don't listen to these fucking channels talk about health care and health needs. They don't know jack shit.
You know a lot more about it than you do, buddy. I can tell you that right now. Because people like Eric just lie, base their opinions based on factual statements, not feelings.
If they're not someone's doctor or healthcare provider, they are reading the same articles you can read and then telling you what they think about the articles.
Wrong. What Eric does, he pulls up the articles and shows you the factual data and statistics that are shown publicly to everyone that a lot of people don't know, or is information that has been suppressed, especially when it comes to the COOF. So you're 100% wrong, and once again, you're being a liar, and I hate liars.
That is dangerous, and it leads to people actually getting hurt. They'll never admit that because it's all a joke to them.
They'll never admit it because it's not true.
So I'm going to end this video like I ended the small video that I made for you on Twitter, since you decided to make a whole fucking video about me, and this goes out to all the people supporting you, okay? I don't give a fuck.
You know what? Why are you making this video then if you don't give a fuck? I know I'm better than you as a person, but I don't go around spewing that everywhere. You try to seem like you're some high superiority motherfucker when you're not. You and your soy-filled ass coloring your beard like a beta male bitch.
I don't give. You can fuck off again, and then fuck off one more time just to make sure. Because I don't like you. I don't like your content.
I can tell you right now, Eric doesn't care that you don't like him, because he doesn't even know who the fuck you are. And he doesn't care that you don't like his content, because once again, he doesn't know who you are. You're just some rando on the internet talking a bunch of noise behind a keyboard and making videos about it.
And I'm going to keep speaking out about it. You're not.
No one is stopping you from doing that.
Not going to silence me, whether it's here, on another platform.
Eric is definitely not going to silence you because he's going to make fun of you and monetize you. I don't think that Eric would go out of his way to try to silence you when he can make money off your dumb ass.
On another site, I'm going to keep doing it. Every time you give a bad take that endangers the queer community, I will make content.
I don't think he's doing anything when it comes to endangering the queer community, that very extremely minuscule low percentage that exists.
About it. I will say something about it. I don't give a fuck about you, your money, your comic book. Good luck with Isom #2. I hope it makes you another $1 million. I don't give a fuck about any of that. What I care about is my community.
Clearly not, because what are you actually doing to contribute to helping your community besides crying on the internet over a man on the internet? Literally all you're doing is crying about another man having success on YouTube. You're literally not doing anything besides that.
So fuck you.
At least when myself, when I said I wanted to help people, I went out of my way to donate blood to people who needed blood transfusions, and I did this for about 4 years straight, every 3 months. So if you want to talk about, oh, you're helping your community, how about you actually do something about that? But clearly you're not. You're going to sit there and cry about another man's success.
You?
And then act like you don't care.
Fuck any of your followers that have been coming after me. Fuck all of you. And good night.
I'm going to say it again. Unless you're going to come with evidence that Eric's followers are doing anything to you, saying anything to you, or harassing you, kindly shut the fuck up. Because you're being weird. Airrick calls Eric July a phobic bad person, queer bad person, makes a type of content that incites this type of stuff.
This stuff happens a lot. But unless you are someone that is...
Literally, there was a person who was trans that went and did bad things at a Christian school, like, in the last week. And there was another one that was trying to do that at another Christian place, or maybe I think it was a church. And they got stopped before anything happened, so I don't want to hear that crap.
Been done wrong, or someone that you know has been done wrong specifically, you should not be getting on the internet and talking about healthcare needs for communities that you're not a part of when you're not a doctor. And
you don't need to be a doctor to understand that someone who believes that they're trans needs some kind of help. And it's not gender affirming care, especially with you and you weirdo people who are trying to groom and mutilate and manipulate children. They need help, as in to get away from you weirdos. Keep them kids away from you weirdos, please.
You're not a professional. This is very, it's like an awful...
This is like the same dumb argument when people go, well, you don't know biology because you're not a biologist. It's like, bro, sophomore year of high school, you learn biology. Or do I have to dumb it down for stupid people like you with that one movie for Arnold Schwarzenegger? Boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. It's like, bro, it's not hard to pick up a book and read.
Like like I said, I called it like transphobic terrorism and queer terrorism.
Again, no one's scared of trans people or queer people.
Because you're trying to take away health care, rip it away from people that desperately need.
Trying to get rid of what they call gender affirming care for supposed trans kids that don't exist is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Need it. You can't on one hand say that people who are trans or queer have something wrong with them, which is what
it's called, gender dysphoria. It's okay that it's fine that we've kind of normalized this thing, but there's still a term for it called gender dysphoria or dysmorphia or whatever Eric said, right?
What you guys say all the time, but then also say we want to take away healthcare options for them.
Gender affirming care is another way to say child mutilation or mutilating a minor's body with things like double mastectomies.
Because if you believe both of those things are true, then that is inciting a type of bigotry that would mean something tantamount to like a genocide of people.
Wrong.
Because
people like you couldn't define the word genocide if it smacked you in the face.
Whether you want to admit it or not, trans people are trans whether you know it or not. Whether they've had any medical...
Once again, no one cares if the person is trans. When they're an adult, live your life, do whatever you want, but stay away from children. Please, for the love of God, stay away from children.
Care whatsoever. Gay people are gay whether you know it or not. Bi people are bi whether you know it or not.
Again, no one is disputing that. What someone like Eric July and myself would be disputing is that you believe that trans kids exist. They do not exist. And for you to also say, people like you that say that child mutilation is not happening and double mastectomies are not happening to minors who cannot give consent is amazing. It's mind-boggling to me.
These are things that you don't know anything about and you're talking about.
It's very easy to know about it. It's called research. It's called doing research. Something you don't do. Something that Eric July does. Something you don't do, clearly.
This is why I made that video. Healthcare issues should be available and specifically for the people that need it. You don't need to tell me what I should be doing with my
Well, you need it because you're mentally insane.
healthcare. I don't need to be telling other families what they need to be doing with their healthcare. That is something between them. None of these videos have saved anyone. None of
your videos have saved anyone. What's your point? What is your point? Please let the world know what your point is. Besides being an absolute liar about someone else you don't even know.
These rant videos where they target posters in movies or characters from TV shows.
It's called propaganda. If you haven't figured that out by now, I can't help you. They're putting in literal propaganda to inside of movies that are marketed towards children.
Has changed anything for anyone. It is simply a way for them to make money off of homophobia, transphobia, queerphobia, and bigotry. That is,
again, more buzz terms, more buzz terms, more buzz terms. Shut the hell up. No one's scared of anybody in those communities.
All this content is made for. Nothing will ever change that. These are piece of shit channels that make piece of shit content.
Clearly they make content that people want to watch. That's why they get the views that they get. If people did not enjoy watching the content that they make, they wouldn't get the views that they make, that they get, essentially. Of course, here we go. Finally, we're up to good old Dane. Good old Dane. Airrick July is the kind of entitled, lazy bitch that if it's easier to post hate click content because it's trending right now than to just make actual product he promised, he's gonna do the trendy hate click thing. So you're saying that people can't multitask? People can't do two things at once? It's weird that you are saying that. Meanwhile, you are literally taking something that's not yours with the For Canon's Sake logo from Airrick, and the Legion of Memers is another one that we've recently discovered that you've copied something that wasn't yours, right? If you want to talk about lazy, you're lazy in stealing someone else's content, property, right? That's what you're doing, essentially, with that. Something you didn't create. Airrick wasn't making anti-trans posts before his boss saw the hate cast. And again, you're still on this whole thing about Glenn Beck putting money into Isom. Let it go, because it's not true. You still haven't proved that that's true. And Airrick has been very transparent that the money comes directly from the support of the fans. Glenn Beck called him up, reminding him why his face is on the lobby wall. Airrick's a tool for an old, unstable propagandist, which makes them a great pair. He's on the lobby wall because he works for the Blaze. It's not a hard concept. It might be a hard concept for retards like you, but it's not a hard concept, really.
This stuff happens.
Anyway, I'm gonna make a separate thing about this. I mean, this is actually the same clip that's down there, I believe. Okay, all of these are the same clips, so I'm not gonna go through those. This is the same. Alright, we'll just do this last one then here. We'll add this in here. Just throw it in as a little extra thing for the video. The Fandom Initiative talked about a few pages of Isom 1. No substantive argument was made. 2 words that you would use to describe his podcast, low energy. Let's jump right into it. It's about he used the whole panel to do something or whatever. Let's go.
When I was talking to him, he was kind of throwing the drawer under the bus, it felt like, because he was like, well, I have it written. It's just with the artist right now.
Well, that's a good move.
Okay.
So, right here, I posted a few panels here. So this is from, he gets in that really hard to enjoy fight, the first fight in the book, because there's no kinetic movement happening in the book.
Yeah.
At least there's some right here. So, like, good job. He did a little move.
Again, this is coming from a guy who hides behind limited replies on Twitter. Never actually read the book, because I actually own the book. I own 3 copies of the book. And steals other people's stuff.
Something happening. He gets thrown into the air by this one guy he's fighting. Randomly.
Let me help you. His name is Santuan. The character's name is Santuan that he gets thrown out of the window. His name is Santuan. Let me help you for the dummy that did not read the book. The character's name is Santuan.
he just hits this lady that's flying by. She
doesn't know the name of Yaira either, because once again, this is someone who did not read the book. He's just talking a bunch of noise about something he didn't read.
Just flying by, like, and from what I can tell, there's not like a bunch of superheroes around. It'd be one thing if there was like.
Prior to this panel, Yaira was fighting the Alpha Corps. 3 people, mind you. It's 3 of them. It's called the Alpha Corps.
It's a city full of superheroes, right? But it's just
you would know if you actually read the book.
So happens that he gets thrown into the sky and hits this lady who's flying by. She ends up grabbing him, and then there's like I wish I could post more than 4 pages in a tweet, because there's like a 4-page thing where she's holding him. That's a page. That's not a panel, guys. That's a fucking page in a comic book. That's a page in a comic book. That's a page in a comic book, and there's like 2 more pages involved with this falling process.
Oh my god!
I mean,
and you said this was 90 pages.
Book, you know.
The book is 96 pages, really 95, because there's an ad for his wife's business.
I wish.
But once again, you wouldn't know that because you didn't do any research, as you normally don't do, Dane, because you're a disingenuous human being.
I knew what Isom's powers were. Because that's the thing, like...
You don't know what Isom's powers are because they're never talked about in the book. Because if you actually knew anything about what Airrick talks about, he says that the first book doesn't exactly have to be the origin story of how the person got the powers. It could be later on.
Falling, apparently.
He has durability of some sort, and he doesn't fly. That's all I know as far as his power set.
But I mean, but isn't that part of the process? Like part of the fun? You get to wait a whole year before you get down.
Yeah. It probably...
No, part of the fun is to theorize about what powers Isom has. That was kind of the point. But again, logic and reason does not exist with this group of people.
I won't even establish then. It's 96 pages to set up this universe, and I don't even know the guy's powers. Apparently, his character motivation is that his mom's gonna yell at him if he doesn't do this stuff. So,
I mean, that's why.
Apparently, that's what it is because he said so.
I do these streams because I'm afraid that Dane will like scream at me if I don't.
yeah, that's
sounds like a bitch boy to me.
I fully believe he doesn't really have a fully fleshed out idea of what the fuck he's doing. I mean, when you look,
you wouldn't know because you don't know anything about his live streams. You don't watch what he says. You don't watch his live streams. You don't listen to what he says. You don't actually own this book, so you wouldn't know, would you?
Get those trading cards that he literally sold to people. Green colored energy guy, like, come on.
Green color energy guy. I can't expect anything more from a guy who's very disingenuous, hides behind limited replies, and acts like he knows anything about Airrick July. He doesn't actually know who the guy is, know what he does, know what he talks about, or anything of the sort. But somehow I'm supposed to listen to a low-T beta male bitch that hides behind limited replies. But anyway, I think I've gone on long enough. This video is almost 30 minutes. Thank you all for checking it out. If you made it this far and you like the content, hit the like button. Subscribe for more content. Comment below your feelings about all this. Hit the bell for notifications. Set it to all that we get notifications anytime I post a new video. Again, sorry for the dog. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.